Hello, Phoenix Society members. So it's been a little while since the Corona break, and I wanted to do a video update on sort of what's going on. So I work as a high school teacher, and so we're taking a pretty good look at this, and I get some information from a little bit early sometimes. So what's going to be happening is the governor is going to make some new decisions May 1st. Our problem is, it sounds kind of weird, our problem is right now is Arizona was expecting a lot more cases and a lot more deaths now, and it just didn't happen because people are doing a very good job of staying indoors and social distancing and all that. So the question now is okay, we can't do this forever, so when do we open up and how do we open up? And I think May 1st or at the end of May, we're going to have some kind of decisions on what we're going to be doing about that. So I do expect the club to open up probably at some point during the summer, And in the future, I wouldn't be surprised if we open and close based on sort of what the virus is doing to Arizona in particular. It's too difficult to have a national plan, so I expect some more local ones. But we'll see. So in the meantime, what can you do, right? You know, if you're at home and you're just not sure what to do, this is a really good time to look at the source material. We teach you, and then I try to make you into teachers based off particular source material. And we often, gaze at it, and then we start to recreate it in the club. But this is the time on your own to start reading. So if you're into Longsword, you can pick up a copy of our theory book rather cheaply, right? Or you can go on Wixenhauer and get it for free. Or if you just want to look it online. And you can start looking at the source material. And one of the things that you can do is start looking for differences. If you're into the Fury Longsword, look at how there are certain plays that show up in the Pisani-Dossi version compared to the Getty. We often use what we call the Getty or the Ludwig as our main source. And the other book that I offer is the Paris, right? The Pisani-Dossi, if you look at that, you'll find a couple of differences, right? And that's kind of what we're looking for, is go outside your usual core source and find the stuff related to it. If you're like, man, I'm really into the German sources. Well, how well do you know the Zettel, right? So that's the first thing, is make sure you start looking through that, and then look at the various glosses, and then kind of take a peek at Meyer and see how they all connect, right? There's some books online, and again, Wixenhauer is your friend. If you're into the Rapier, Giganti is my particular favorite because it's, I think, the easiest to put together. But our club has mostly been doing Giganti and Fabris, right? That said, there's a lot of other sources out there for Rapier for you to look at. And you should start looking at other Italian sources to say, like, okay, well, what else was being done? And what you'll notice is in Rapier, what it looked like in the early 1600s, mid and late, is a little different. Like, things started to change. My favorite example is don't parry was sort of generic advice in the early Rapier days, right? You should do counteractions. But if you look at the later Rapier, they talk about over parries. They're like, we're doing this anyways, so here's how to do it. All right, so there's some cool stuff you can pick up there. I find that once you kind of know your source material pretty well, you should start expanding to others so that you have kind of a well-rounded history of it. If you know my HEMA history book, that's kind of what that's about, is a quick view of all the sources, how they connect, and how you can learn from them. So use this as an academic study time, so you guys can become more familiar with the material. Because I think it's important to not only be able to fight with the sword, but also teach people about, like, here's how this weapon was used. Because remember, we're not quite a modern martial art. Like, our job isn't to take the material and then, like, perfect it, right? I know you all add your own personality to it when you fight. But to begin with, you should know the history and how to do something based off the source before you start adding your own flavor to it, right? That's kind of the direction you want to go. So good luck. We'll do video updates depending on what's going on. If you want to get a hold of me, make sure you find me on Facebook or by email, and we can keep in touch. And look forward to getting the club back open.